That's how we'll be loading in very shortly here, as it is going to be a really interesting match. It's going to be Wrecker's Yard. And Overcome's cracking out the Xenomorph, but Silence is returning fire with the Unknown. I'm really curious to see which one of these prevail.
Yeah, and I'm super interested in this because I have yet to see a Xenomorph game in competitive play, and I'm super excited to see how a competitive killer handles the Xenomorph.
Absolutely. Yesterday's game with Xenomorph was really interesting, and I've seen Xenomorph a couple. Oh no!
That's a good start.
That's an
now, was that a head-on
start.
Andy?
Possibly. It would make a lot of sense if it was, but yeah, it wasn't. Immediate
We got pain res there.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a great start for our Xenomorph here.
Absolutely. See Survivor's working on setting up turrets in the meantime. One at Shack, and we'll see how this continues. I'm really curious. This is not the start I would think Survivors would want.
Nope, not at all. And you can see our Xenomorph here also looking towards the hook for maybe a little bit of a gatekeeping opportunity. We also see the generators regressing there.
Yep.
Which tells us that can only be one thing.
Oh yeah. I have come to realize Ruin is taken like 90+% of the time now, and it's really interesting. Otherwise, it's Eruption. Also, I just realized this Xenomorph didn't bring Corrupt Intervention, and I just now realized that. How did I miss that?
I got nothing to say because I missed it too.
Yeah,
usually we see Corrupt every game.
Yeah, exactly. Now I will say, in rare conditions where the killer realizes they need to have a really great early start, they don't bring Corrupt and they just try to go snowball and try to make something happen. It's really difficult, but you got to try something.
Maybe they knew beforehand they were going to yank someone out of a locker in the first 10 seconds.
Maybe, but first gen down for the Survivors. Second stage was secured on Mariana.
All
and
right,
now
let's see
two
some of these
Survivors
tail
injured
whips.
too.
Was that a lie that we just saw from Hinatu?
It would make the most sense. Again, I think most exhaustion perks are allowed against the Xenomorph in this set. See a Crow
we got a
rising
second
up.
stage here too at only 4 gens left, which is really a really good position for this Xenomorph here.
It really is. Nia needs to rotate in for the unhook, but nowhere in sight.
Yep.
Xenomorph able to hold this on lockdown. Looks like Nia
Actually
is
a really
heading
good
in.
position. We can see multiple generators. We can cause multiple of them to regress, and we have gatekeep opportunities on the hook. That's huge.
I would not have swung for that. Okay, it worked out.
Oh no! Well,
so you don't normally, and I don't think you should, swing and give the Survivor a chance, because if he had just body blocked, wouldn't have happened. But I guess they had the cooldown in their mind with the tail.
there is a slightly, like, it's a millisecond lower cooldown on the tail attack. It's so minimal, but without that doesn't happen.
I was about to say, I think it's a 1.6 second cooldown, but yeah, no, that was insane. And Xenomorph timed it perfectly, not only securing the third stage, but also just absolutely destroying Nia. Now everybody's running for their lives. Everyone is injured, and this is a really bad scenario for the Survivors.
This is what they call bad news bears for our Survivors.
Absolutely. Tail attack coming through, getting the hit. I'm beginning to think this killer might actually have a really good understanding of the Xenomorph, as they are playing out of their mind currently.
Oh, I don't know. They're pretty good, I guess. Yeah. Wow, that was a heck of a play there.
It really was, and now it's looking scarily close with the current progress on generators, with Ruin still up, and again, Thrill the Hunt still up as well. So,
and both of our standing Survivors injured.
Yeah, this is looking like a potential 4K4, which is actually just unheard of.
We heard the fast fault. That probably means Hinatu live all the way to Guadalajara.
Yep, fun bus. Which means that possibly Ada able to come over and get the unhook, but good mind game, even with the reaction from the Xenomorph not able to account for it.
You know what? I'm gonna clip that, and whenever someone says you can't dodge the tail attack,
absolutely,
very well done.
Yeah, I think the killer got turned around for a second. They're like, wait, hold on, nobody's here. They just got for the unhook.
Yep.
So Survivor is actually getting a clean unhook and getting away. But maybe
Ruin
the
is
Xenomorph
still
missed the
up.
sound notification.
Ruin is still up and no one's on gens. That means there's absolutely zero real progress anywhere.
Pretty much. Ruin just doing the Lord's work on these generators. However, Nia is getting reset in the meantime, which is definitely a huge boon for the survivors. Ooh.
Ooh, the mind game.
Really well done, and that's going to be first kill coming in for them. But again, survivors do get a reset during this period, which is exactly what they need to do in the time. See if they're able to make any use out of it as Pain Res hits the most progressed gen once again. But again, I don't think Pain Res is actually doing that much here, as it feels like Ruin is doing the most.
Well, that's the big downside here is the gens don't have a lot of progress. They have just enough for Pain Res to be used. So, granted, I still think this is likely going to be a 4K at a relatively high gens left, but
absolutely,
it is a waste of a Pain Res. And this Nia is dead, is she not?
I believe she is Death Hook. I believe she got double tapped on the hook previously, so it would make sense.
Yes.
Hanadu does get a reset in the meantime.
Ooh.
Oh man, brutal shot through the window, and that will be a very dead survivor. Lucky break, not lucky enough, unfortunately.
Yep, and now our survivors just out here trying to get the most gen progress they can, which makes sense. That's about all you can do at this point.
Yeah, you really do have to try and double up here. But
that one extra gen done can make a world of difference.
Absolutely, and Xenomorph breaking up the party. Sprintpress got to get them to the shack, but oh man, this is a slaughter in trial number 1.
Oh yeah. Oh no.
Vaulting.
I would have taken the pallet.
That's so savage. Yeah.
Oof.
These are really on par tail attacks.
Yep. And he's got our Xenomorph has all 4 fresh hooks here too, which is also huge.
True.
Wow.
Yeah.
I did not expect the locker play at the beginning.
That definitely marked an unfortunate start, to say the least. Absolutely.
And that just goes to show you a good start, no matter how ridiculous that start can be. If it's a good start, that often determines the outcome of the match.
It definitely can. I will say I have definitely seen teams come back from a really bad start, but it is monumentally difficult.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely.
If a killer gets a really good start, and again, it depends on the killer. Some killers can snowball better than others. Survivors, have a monumental task. If it's like, Trapper gets a really good start, even if they're an insane killer, the survivors can usually make it a comeback. Xenomorph, though, with a decent amount of map pressure, but I would say their chases have gone very well. Going back down to the tunnels, trying to find literally anything. No footsteps to be seen. No survivor to be seen. I imagine they probably skirted out to the outskirts in the corner. They're actually splitting gens again. Very bold strat. Oh.
Hello. Is that a new spectate bug that I haven't seen before?
There is plenty of them. Again, I will be very happy that behavior fixed the spectator bug at all for a killer perspective. I'm very happy for that. It makes everything a lot easier. So true. Thank you. But I would definitely be very happy if they could fix some of the other bugs as well. Oh, that was a nasty hit though. Yeah, this Xenomorph is solid on their hits.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I don't think they've missed a tail attack, have they?
They missed one on Nia at the window, and they missed one on Hanadu in the bus. So yeah, they've missed 2, which, considering I think they've nailed 6 or 7, and really pivotal ones too, I would say they are doing pretty dang good. And it looks like they have found the footsteps of Fernando in the corner, and this is looking... Okay, number 3.
I don't know if that was a missed attack or if that was auto aim.
I don't think the tail has auto aim.
I've heard some Xenomorph mains say it does, but I've also heard some say it doesn't.
Well, you can ask this Xenomorph main after the game's over, because they're clearly Very comfortable with this killer, and that is the
That's
4K4
GG.
confirmed. Dear goodness, what a slaughter.
Well, it's it's all down to that start. I don't think if that start doesn't happen, I think we've at least seen it. We at least see a few gens getting done, but
True, yeah, maybe if the momentum stayed the same, maybe 4K won, because that means survivors have way more time to maybe get rid of ruin or just work on anything. But yeah, no, that was an incredibly strong early start.
absolutely. My jaw hit the floor when he pulled her out of that locker.
Yeah, for real though, that was incredible. I've definitely made that mistake once or twice, thinking that I have time to slow vault into the locker, but nope, that did not pay off. And again, if it had worked if the Xenomorph had made one more round and they got a head on, solid opening start, but dear goodness. And I do think the survivors played correctly. They let the survivor go to second stage, but the problem was once the Xenomorph was like hovering, they should have left. They shouldn't have all stayed there. They were all just not a good look for them.
At that point, you should have just been sticking gens.
Mm-hmm. Xenomorph coming over to ensure no survivors slip out of the hatch.
Does a bleed out situation actually affect anything here, or how much does it affect it?
It will rob the killer of 1 point. Renato has been hooked once, so there's 2 hook stages left. The second hook stage is worth 2 points. Last is 1. Each bleed out is worth 1, and doesn't matter because the killer will be getting full points. 24-2, an absolutely monster start for Overcome.
Domination, ladies and gentlemen.
So if I was the upcoming unknown, I would, as bad as this sounds, I don't think I would actually really try to beat this condition as much as play the game as hard as possible to secure. Like, I would accept defeat on set 1 and just really try and get as many points to bring it as close of a margin. All right, everyone, welcome back to Champions of the Fog. We're loading in for trial number 2 of set number 1. It is Silence cranking out the unknown. And Pally, do you think they're going to try and stop them from finishing 2 gens, or do you think they're going to accept set 1 as a loss and try and just narrow the margin of defeat?
I think you're putting a lot of weight on your shoulders to try and prevent them from doing two gens, even with a killer that has the map pressure of the unknown. I think it's very much against decent survivors. I think it's very much impossible to stop them from doing 2 gens unless they hard throw at the beginning. I think they should just go for as many points as possible and accept the loss in set 1.
I kind of feel that, and I will say this killer did bring Corrupt. It feels like a very standard build, so they might be trying not to do something too fancy, and some really great shots coming in on Rebecca right off the bat, so we'll see how good this first chase goes down. However, one thing surprising me, no ruin.
This Rebecca is running like a champ, too.
Absolutely. Doing a really good job. Also, some really good hits coming in. As first down is secured. Looks like center gen already about to fall. 40% on the secondary gen. So survivors definitely understanding the win condition here. Have to see if this
and we can see that this
time.
Unknown did bring Corrupt, which if you were even going to try and meet this condition, you need Corrupt.
I would agree, and Pain Res did hit, but just a couple seconds too late for them to be able to actually, hit the most progressed gen and prevent it from firing, so.
Ooh, they did get that first gen done, though, which is bad news, Bears.
Absolutely. Still looking around, trying to see if there's any survivors. I don't think they understand that the Laura Croft is on the second gen right as we speak, so. Again, maybe they are trying to play this more like a standard game and just try to, maybe make it a 4K1, 4K2 if they get really lucky.
Yeah, just
try and hold it like 6-point deficit instead of potentially throwing out everything and then having like a 40-point deficit.
Yeah, play the way you can play to get the most optimal amount of points.
True. Also, Unknown playing incredibly well there, zoning the Renato away entirely. Vaulting back into them, and they will take the hit here. And they're not even coming in for the unhook. They're just going to secure the win condition.
Yeah, and they get the win condition there. Now, the best the Unknown can do here is just stack up as many points as possible, narrow that gap as much as they can.
Mm-hmm.
Accept the loss and regroup for set 2.
Well, that's the thing. They finished one. They finished the 2nd gen. Someone's on the 3rd gen. The Unknown actually has an incredible amount of pressure here. This might be a scenario where they 4K2 if they really hold this down. Oh, they actually spy where the survivor. They walked right past them. Oh no!
Hate to see it.
Weakness being applied to both the survivors. Able to possibly follow it up, going right for Hernado. Yeah, you can interrupt that absolutely, and this killer actually doing an insanely phenomenal job here. Can they prevent the 2nd gen from firing? They correctly identify Nia over here. They go down. Oh my goodness! Robbed!
They got robbed of the grab. That's awful.
Oh, almost landing that pot shot though.
Oh, they got robbed of the grab, and I felt that. I felt that inside.
So again, absolutely crazy to think, but they're only 4 points off here.
Like this is about the best scenario you could have hoped for here. Ooh.
Yeah.
You know
Mariana
what?
did amazingly in this set.
Excellent job narrowing the gap here. Excellent job.
That, again, if it wasn't for the fact it was such a landslide in the first game, Mariana's performance on Unknown here would have been like, oh my word, that was...
Yeah, if
was
it hadn't been for that
filthy.
start, finding the Nancy in the locker last game, this would have probably been, I would predict likely the winning game of the set.
Yeah, absolutely. This was a phenomenal performance. And again, if Silence is able to come out on top in the 2nd set, this first set being such a close score as it was, instead of the landslide performance that it could have been, definitely could come out and help.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely insane. What a... Yeah, but I say, if this was a single game on its own, this would have been a knockout performance from Unknown.
Yep.
And it still was. I still think it is. It's a phenomenal game. It's just, unfortunately, the win condition was so out of reach. Absolutely well played to the Unknown, but again, the previous killer did honestly a phenomenal job getting the score they did for their survivors. Killer just chilling out in the meantime. Survivor is in basement.
I mean, that's the first place I'd look.
Yeah, once you've like scoped around everything, yeah. Yeah, it looks like they do end up checking after all, and that will be 4K2 for the Unknown. Some impressively strong killer today.
Yep. Love to see it.
Indeed, and also worth mentioning, a very quick set.
Yeah, very quick.
Game is probably going to end up being about 6.5 minutes total. So, with that said, I'm moving on to set number 2 very shortly, folks. As again, Silence is going to still need to win set 2, but this set, not as much of a slaughter as it could have been. All right, everyone, welcome back to Champions of the Fog. We are loading in for set number 2. For a second, I thought the Wraith was about to disconnect, and I'm like, nope, don't you dare, but nope, looks like we'll be heading into the game after all. Oh my goodness, I love this build choice from Wraith.
Oh, yeah.
See, honestly, also really strong Corrupt.
Ooh!
A little bit of nodders for that one.
Giving him the smack through the window there.
That was so cheeky, I can't believe that worked.
Yep. Oh,
Really
no.
nice hit. Oh no, yeah.
That should be a down right there.
Yeah, it absolutely is too. Wraith coming out and choosing violence here in this first one.
Yep. That's my boy, Philip.
First totem going down. Ruin has been cleansed. However,
Yep.
we see in the distance there is definitely another totem in play. And I have not seen this specific perk in comp probably maybe I might have seen it
it
once. Yeah, it is.
Okay. Just so we're on the same wavelength.
Yeah, it's actually kind of insane here. Oh no, Rebecca. Oh, you are in such a bad position. Getting
We are
zoned.
going for the Palitech.
You know, I respect the fact that you've restrained yourself to using it only once per broadcast so far.
Per set.
Well, you didn't use it the first set, so I'm here for it. But
Well, there was no Paliteching the first set.
second hook secured for Rebecca. Survivors working away on the gens. Painrez already having hit one of them and slowing them down a bit. Survivors in a bit of a pinch here, as still at 5 gens, and Silence's kill is definitely taking them for a number. Heading back out to check on their totem.
We do see another hex there. Oh, well done with the body block.
Phenomenal body block coming in from the killer. Gonna go ahead.
That's a very underutilized thing from a lot of Wraith players. I am so happy to see that they understand that here.
Yeah, well, to be fair, if you play in combat as Wraith and you don't do that, I feel like you're.
Yeah.
Why are you playing Wraith? But yeah, I definitely in the pub scene. Yeah, people just don't fundamentally understand and utilize that. It's absolutely insane to me.
That's one of the reasons I've always said Wraith is. He's not the most powerful, but he's more powerful than people give him credit for.
Especially after the buff. After the base kit buff they got a while back, even though they nerfed his lunge and everything. Yeah. But I say, yeah, they hung back here. The killer is now recognizing that. However, not able to hide. And Rebecca, your days are numbered.
Mm-hmm.
Nia still hasn't cleansed the totem. They saw where that totem was. Do they block this off? They do. Hit tank coming in though from Ellen. Great job.
Ooh, the brick wall. Do you want to be injured against a Wraith? I don't know about that one, Chief.
There's no Sloppy Butcher, so I think you're okay. And no Bamboozle, which is also surprising. Great mind game from the Rebecca, holding W instead of vaulting, but eventually they will go down. Second gen going down. And I imagine Nia... Nobody's cleansing that totem.
Ooh, that's going to come back to bite him.
Very possibly.
Especially on this map.
Absolutely. And so, yeah. There's a reason Wraith doesn't have Bamboozle. Crowd control is all the blocking you need. And I think that Survivors might actually just be like, yeah, we can deal with it.
And that's on the table for a buff soon, too.
Didn't they already buff it?
It's if I'm not mistaken, it's in their roadmap for a change, and I don't think it's a nerf.
It might be a rework, because maybe even with the buff, because I'm about to say, isn't it already like 60 seconds?
It is, but it's also a hex perk.
Yeah, I definitely think hex perks could use a buff overall, but oh my goodness, beautiful mind game coming in. But yeah, I think like you can't buff it any more than 60 seconds. That's just absurd. So it must be a rework of some kind. I honestly wouldn't mind if they did an entire hex rework. Oh, Pain Res coming in on Ellen's gen, though.
I know what I would do with crowd control, but we'll talk about that later.
Valid. This Wraith is doing a really good job of cat and mousing these survivors. Immediate unhook coming in from Renato as Ellen is chased away from their generator. Getting blocked off and held back there. Now you wish you had cleansed crowd control, don't you?
Yep. Because that just gave this Wraith so much pressure he wouldn't have gotten without crowd control.
Absolutely. Chase would have lasted at least a couple more seconds.
Ooh.
Good job there from the Wraith. And yeah, now Renato makes his like, I can't mind game that window anymore. Ooh, good W greed from the Renato. But yeah, it's not going to be enough. And they're going to have to take a hit here in just a second.
Giving him the old Hadouken there.
Absolutely. Nia, nowhere to be seen. It looks like they wanted to pick up Ellen. Ooh, good vault. Oh my goodness.
Ooh.
Really well played from both of these players, but Renato actually faking out properly, winning another 50-50, but getting caught on the rocks in the meantime.
Ooh. And we know that,
on the ground.
We know that the Ripley spent time healing our Nia here, so... Or at least getting them up, which means they weren't on a gen, which is fantastic.
It also tells them that they're not far away from the plot that Ellen went down at, which means they're going to be able to go for the slug. Yeah.
And there's no way the Wraith gets there and doesn't see the scratch marks.
Oh, absolutely. I don't think they've all... I don't know if they've healed in time. Oh, they failed a skill check, I think. Oh, great stun coming in from Ellen, though. But this might be the last chase. This might be a 4K, too. Yeah, going right back down. No endurance from the Renato, and... Yeah, this Wraith is playing out of their mind.
To get around that, to get around the Ripley there.
True. This is not going to work twice, buddy.
Trying to go for that cheeky window smack again.
Ooh, good read from Ellen, though.
You gotta remember the walls in this map, you can see through Shack pretty much.
True, true. I wouldn't rely on it, though, but yeah.
At least where they were trying to moonwalk, you can see through those walls, so that's not always going to be effective against a seasoned player.
That is valid. I think Ellen might have held the corner here. Oh, she's so silent with that iron will.
Not the push tech.
And they do go down.
That's a
4K
phenomenal result. Phenomenal result for Wraith.
4K3 on, oh my goodness.
On Mr. Bing Bong, yep.
What a game.
Or as I call him, Daddy Ding Dong.
They did oh my goodness. This is exactly what Silence needed, because now Overcome's in a really tough spot because they also have to play Wraith, but let's face it, WinCon coming in for a second set if you're the killer is going to be a lot harder to mount, but they can do exactly what Silence did previously, try and hold that score to as close as possible and make it really tough and make it give your team a shot in the tie breaks.
Yep. Absolutely.
But as of right now, I'm feeling like Silence is probably going to be taking set number 2 here.
Yep.
But we'll see.
Well, unless the other team comes out with some ridiculous locker grab.
Hey, you know, it is always possible.
It can happen.
Absolutely. We have seen it happen. Well, I suppose, to be fair, the killer also does need to find these survivors.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And would these be 2 fresh hooks? I think they would, wouldn't they? No, Nia's not a fresh hook.
Nia's not fresh, but Hanato is. Yeah.
And that could make a world of difference.
True. And Wraith able to get around the map much easier than most, but both of those survivors are looking dangerously close to bleeding out here. Oh, but one has a crow. Nia gladly giving... Well, to be fair, Nia might be giving herself up just because that means Renato gets that much more time to bleed out.
Yep.
About a minute left before they die. But I say second stairs. I say second story is definitely where I'd be hiding.
This is one of the best maps to hide Slugnon, though. To be fair.
True. Even if it is a bit smaller, yeah. I'm trying to listen just as much as Wraith is right now for that survivor.
Yeah, me too, me too.
If this survivor is able to bleed out fresh, that's going to be the equivalent of an extra, effectively, gen and a half being completed.
Yep.
Because they are fresh, 1 point per bleed out.
That's going to look like a bleed out there.
It really is.
I don't know if I would be running around like this cloaked.
Wow.
Oof, that could cost them.
Just a little bit. It does kind of slightly nerf the point advantage that you would have got from it. But again, it's only a 3-point difference for this killer. All right, everyone. Welcome back to Champions of the Fog. We're loading in for set number 2, trial number 4. Wraith has an interesting win condition to hit. And the survivors definitely have their work cut out for them. And obviously, if you get caught out this early, definitely have a lot of work cut out for you. But they make it... I'd be mauling right now if I was Wraith.
Yep, and we see the Wraith having a very classic Wraith build here.
Agreed. Yep.
We see Corrupt right out the gate.
Big old sloppy butcher. Oh, yeah, for sure. Again, this is what I was expecting kind of last game, is sloppy butcher. Surprised they didn't use... Again, they didn't do much hit and run. They just slugged everybody on the ground after the first tunnel. Ooh. I think that's very wise to leave that.
Yep. After getting a couple of decent pallets out of him, walk away.
100%. Ruin definitely going to do some work here off the bat. But look at that totem placement. Oh, the
The
bait.
fake.
And now they see Ruin as well, not breaking the
That
pallet.
ruin is not very optimal.
They need to break the pallet. They have, Shadow Dance for a reason. They're not breaking anything. They're really trying to put pressure on these survivors and push them away, but yeah, you're about to not have any... Yeah,
I
Ruin's
think
about to
your
get
ruin's
cleansed.
in danger.
Also, no Bamboozle, which is also incredibly bold. Because they don't have crowd control like the previous Wraith. So I'm not really sure. Also, to be fair, I thought Ruin would have been cleansed by now, but they're not cleansed. Oh my gosh, the body block from Nia is absolutely savage.
Ooh, that's just the kill pressure button right there.
Survivors are doing phenomenally. To be fair, they're throwing everything under the sun to prevent the killer from having early pressure, and definitely is going to come back to bite him later on when these resources that are really useful are gone. But
Ooh, that's one.
they only need to do so many gens, right?
Well, they know where ruin is if it becomes too much of a problem too.
It's very,
These
very
survivors
true.
have been really efficient at taking body blocks and dropping pallets when they need to, so they can avoid getting hit. But they don't really need to destroy ruin, at least not yet.
That's fair. They might also be worried that there's a, like, I forget if Pentimento is allowed to be brought by Wraith, but they might be worried about maybe a Pentimento to fight through instead of Ruin. They're like, we can deal with Ruin right now because it's a 4v1. If we really need to deal with it, we can deal with it later, but... And again, just great pathing coming in from Adam. Oh,
I'm surprised that stunned him. He seemed pretty far away from that.
Pallets are... Their hitbox is thick. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of the times the pallets will suck the killer in.
I swear it feels like that. Another hit take coming in from Renato. We saw them hanging out in the wing. Survivors are playing this so clean, but I don't know. That might have been not for much, as this Survivor's still kind of zoned, but they do have this pallet back here.
Another super safe pallet here, too. Gotta leave.
Well, yeah, break this pallet, and now this is effectively a dead... No, there's still a pallet back here. My goodness.
This is not a good pallet, though. You can play this pallet.
Or just head right back to Comp Corner and say, come on, Wraith, come on. You want to let them finish a couple more gens.
Ooh.
Oh, my word. Amazing job from the first survivor. Yeah, but as they go in Comp Corner, going into... Yeah, just... We'll see if it's going to pay off. We see two survivors jamming out the Saloon gen. Nia about to finish their own gen. That is 3 gens complete. One more to secure victory in set number 2. As first hook is coming in now, which means Pain Res ain't gonna do nothing.
Nope. And you can see there was no Pain Res value there.
Nope. This is unhinged from the survivors. They're playing this so clean.
Pain Res isn't even proc unless a gen has X amount of progress, right?
Correct. Renato, however, definitely should have vaulted that early. We'll take a tag. Unhook coming in, and we'll see. Is Nia gonna take a body block? Are they gonna go for Nia? No, they still have a Pain Res on Adam. You might as well go for it.
Yep, we're gonna go ahead and do the old pally tech here.
Threatening Nia with violence, saying, yeah, come on, take a hit.
Oh, that would have hit me. That would have hit me.
Oh no, the whiff.
That would have hit me all day.
Same.
Just
saying. Oh man.
Now, do we start to see some regret for not breaking some of these pallets before? I think we might.
Again, yeah, that definitely will make sense. However, more body blocks coming in from Nia, as I imagine Claudette and Renato, with Renato not being reset yet, probably doubling a gen, and yeah, Adam will go down here for second hook. And if there's a Pain Res, it's going to be definitely useful for the Wraith, but we see 2 survivors in the distance jamming the gen. Nia heading over saying, get over, let me on this thing. 20% is going to be hits. No, there's no Pain Res!
No Pain Res, oh no.
Ray's going to come right over. Well, I don't even know if they're coming right for here, but...
That's going to be the win con there, right?
Yep, Silence will be able to force set number 3, as that is going to be the win condition. They see all the survivors over.
Not a great start.
Oh, man. Yeah, even if Wraith is able to 4K now, which honestly, the way the survivors have played so far, I don't know if he can 4K at this point. Look at the gen split. There's nothing back in the 3 gen. Gens are fully split here. Now, if they can get Adam out of the game fast, they might be able to 4K, which actually, right now, they actually need to 4K. The point difference from earlier, Silence able to really bring it back in trial number 2, make it a 4-point difference was really big. If they don't 4K right now, Silence is going to have the advantage in tie breaks. They need to 4K either now or after the next gen. If they 4K 0, now we're going down. If they can 4K 0, that is a 1-point advantage to Silence, which still ends up coming out. So, no, I'm sorry. If it's yeah, they need to 4K and not allow an escape. If they allow escapes, Silence is going to have the advantage in tie breaks. If one stage escapes. Oh, that's gonna be so brutal though. Survivors have fully reset too. Here comes the 3v1. Okay, that's the other thing that I really like, especially after seeing some of the top teams play this. 3v1s on Dead Dog versus Wraith is some of the most stressful footage to watch from both sides.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, Nia, you flew too close to the sun. That's gonna be a tag. Question is, are Survivors gonna be able to double up on a gen or not?
Our gen split here is not good for our Wraith.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. It is not pretty. And Nia gonna go down here very quickly in main building. Looks like they're actually splitting the gens here. Renato on Gallows and Claudette on the other side.
I don't know if I would be splitting here. Oh, there is our pain. So that is the most progressed gen. So this Wraith is in an okay position.
Yeah, they're definitely looking at 4K1 territory potentially if they don't really pull something out here. And like you said before, without these resources back here, this is a... They're not even going to commit to the chase. They're going to go right back.
No reason to. There's no gens back there for them to that are close to done, right? And we know that there's fair. 2 survivors here.
Yeah, and this is where Sloppy Butcher really starts to shine. The hit and run is really
See, our Claudette
strong.
body blocking here, but you know, you're just giving this Wraith more sloppy value and more pressure just by translation.
True, but you can take him to the other side of the map where you do have pallets, but I don't think you're going to get to that pallet in time. And yup. This will be another hook, potentially even a pain resonance.
Yep. Looks like it will be, too.
True. Looks like they're going to be working on the Gallows gen in the meantime. Oh, that's such a weird bug. Yeah, another pain res. Renato will get out of town early. Looks like Nia could be setting up for their own hook, and the lone remaining pallets being thrown, just not a care in the world.
Oh, we got one more safe pallet here. Ooh, very well done. I think he gets a hit here for that too.
True.
Yep. Didn't
Good
fall
fake.
for the fake.
It's funny, if they had actually vaulted, I think they would have made it.
Yep.
Oh, we hear the survivors though inside. They're gonna interrupt the heal, and
Ooh,
yeah,
he's gonna
this
get
is gonna
one
be
of
4K1.
Ooh.
Good whiff, good force on the whiff, but yeah.
All right, Claudette, let's get you back on that hook, huh?
Yeah, exactly. I think this is going to be 4K1 now. All the servers are injured. Resetting with Sloppy in play is going to be near impossible. As soon as you find the reset point, it's over.
You know, it's another one of those cases of narrowing the gap of points.
True. Renato still on this freaking gen back here, even though there is nothing. Going to the corner saying, it's a dead zone, and I'm okay with that.
Oh my goodness!
I would scream. I would be screaming right now. And you know why?
Why are grabs in the game anymore?
Because it kills me. Behavior was planning a 2-part change for grabs. And they implemented the first one, but they didn't follow through with the second part of that change.
Yep.
And I find it so infuriating. But
I still think priority on grabs should, like, registration should go towards the killer, because it detriments the killer more to lose the grab.
especially with dedicated servers, but
yeah,
I don't know. Again, it's not an easy thing to fix, and we all know this. The servers that we have are already kind of sussy, but oh, great body block again coming in from Wraith.
Yep. Trying to fan out on the loop there, but the Wraith saw that coming. We're going for the slug here.
Does make sense. Again,
The Wraith
trying
is
to find the
thinking,
reset
no,
point.
I want them all dead.
Yeah.
DED.
And I was saying, come chase. Both survivors over here, and yeah, this definitely feels like a 4K1 at this point, but survivors not making it easy.
Nope. Wraith getting lost in the sauce here.
Not a safe spot.
Does Nia know that the Wraith can hit over that loop?
Renato. All right, I love it. I love the charisma here. And yeah,
that's going to be a 4K1.
Look at Nia though with tenacity. You see her chugging along the ground?
Yep, beautiful tenacity. One of the most underutilized perks in this game.
Honestly, it's one of the things that I kind of dig about the rule set. I don't know of many orgs that allow tenacity, but I'm kind of here for it. It's kind of spicy.
Yep.
Look at her, she's gone. Wraith's like, what the heck?
Tenacity is one of those perks that I point to whenever I hear someone say survivors have no good perks. You're kidding me, right? Tenacity is so good. Resurgence was so good before it was buffed.
No good perks.
Okay, listen, I spent too much time on DBD Twitter.
I was about to say, like, what is the suite of exhaustion perks too good for you?
Well, no, every time something like that gets nerfed, something that's egregiously broken, which I think exhaustion as a mechanic is broken.
Okay, to be fair, it used to be way worse.
I was there for it.
You played back in the time where you could regain sprint burst while you were running. So yeah, from your perspective, I understand. Recent exhaustion perks, I'm mostly fine with.
I think against a majority of the killer roster, I think it's problematic because we're also at the same time nerfing gen regression and imposing limits on how many times killers can regress gens. And exhaustion
I do think the gen regression limit could be upped by 2. I would prefer it being at 10 instead of 8 personally.
Yeah.
And you never know. They just implemented that mechanic, and big mechanic changes like that take a while for them to figure out and tune. I imagine they'll revisit it relatively soon.
Oh yeah.
In fact, it's not in the forecast right now that we saw them announce, but it could be in the near future. So I'm not gonna call that one quits just yet. We'll see.
I'm not saying gut exhaustion. I'm saying what if we gave it an earning requirement?
You mean like all the other perks they've been putting into the game?
Yeah.
That'd be interesting. I don't know. I mean,
before you can use sprint burst, you have to complete X amount of a gen. Like you know what I mean?
No, I hear you. And only one crow for the survivor right now. Oof. Again, this survivor has been hooked twice. The bleed out is the exact same, and so we're just gonna be hanging out here with our Nia and Crow.
Yep.
But I wouldn't mind that. I think it needs to be very careful because Dead Hard already requires you to be hooked. So I don't know. Well, we'll see.
I'm okay with Dead Hard how it is. I was okay with Dead Hard how it was before the hooked requirement because it was a parry instead of iframes. And it had a counter. You could wait it out.
Waiting it out is such a false equivalency, though.
Well, no, it was. So you could bait it out with a lot of killers by tapping the N2. Like, it worked for me consistently. I think Dead Hard was a big problem when it was used for distance.
I mean, I agree there, but yeah, I just don't think the waiting it out thing works as well as people say it does. Good survivors just won't use it until they're under a pal, then they use it for free. So
we need to stop talking about balance. This is how friends become enemies.
That's fair. As far as mechanics, though, any mechanic in the game that I'd want to see first, I want to see totems. All right, everyone, welcome back to Champions of the Fog. We're loading in for set number 3, trial number 5, and it is the Dredge. And by the way, can I just mention for these indoor ones where we have to play Ghostface and Dredge and all these other indoor killers, that I am so happy once again that killer perspective spectating is fixed. No way!
Oh my God!
Way!
No shot! Oh my mother! That is an insane start. Oh my Lord!
And you know what kills me? I hate to do this, but that's the same survivor that got caught in the locker the first game.
No shot.
Oh, Mariana, bless your heart. I'm so sorry. That is a rough start.
Addicted to lockers.
Oh my goodness.
Is so huge. That could determine a huge outcome for the game here.
That is such a just a massive start for the killer.
Yep. Oh my God.
What did I just witness?
My jaw's on the floor. I gotta go pick it up.
Oh my goodness. Well, while you pick it up, I'm going to just vibe here. Again, seeing scratch marks, getting the hit with Sloppy Butcher, immediate reset on Ace after getting picked out of the locker. And now I imagine the game will kind of resume some normalcy. His hit and run is going to take over for a little bit. Again, Sloppy Butcher going to do some work here.
Yeah.
Good tag on the Jake.
And the thing is, that couldn't have been calculated because they couldn't have known. It was just pure like dumb luck that actually happening.
Yeah, they have no worry stone. They have no idea where the survivors were at any time. They just, raw picked a locker and was like, you know what, I'm going to swing for this one. And they're also being able to get rid of some of these locks in locker as well, which is going to be huge going into middle of the game, end game. Oh my goodness, they actually predicted. They find Nia swinging through the pallet, but they actually greeted.
That was a brave greed on Nia's part.
It absolutely was.
Ooh. This Dredge is still in a great spot.
Oh,
He's probably looking at a gen or two popping right about now, but still, yeah.
Yeah, you got one gen popping. Survivors got to fight back, but Dredge in a pretty good spot, popping this gen, applying
Eruption. So we know
Eruption.
about Pop and Corrupt now.
Yep. They effectively know about all the perks, as Eruption is one of the ones.
I guess we did see Eruption, because the yellow, yeah.
Yep. Not many killers bring Call Up Run anymore. It's a very rare pick.
I always thought Call Up Ryan was fine. Now maybe not so much because of the 5-second buffer that you have to repair a gen, but back then all you had to do was tap a gen.
True. Dredge doing a really good job scouting around the map, checking everything, make sure the gens are only again, portal gen I think is fine being worked on. Let them have portal gen. Coming back to secure second stage, Ace getting pushed away from it, and they should be able to secure the stage here. Question is, where is Jake? Okay, so
I would absolutely let portal gen go. There's no way to apply pressure to that gen.
Look at how. Did you see how small the progress was, though?
I did.
That's insane. This killer has. This might be one of the most insane starts to a game for Dredge I've ever seen.
Yeah. It's very rare to get that locker grab off the rip like that.
Wait, there's two gens in the same room here? I haven't seen the spawn very often. This is a very rare
Dredge
spawn.
securing the second state on the Neo, which is huge.
Absolutely. They got their. They already got hooks spread out. They already. Oh my goodness, the pressure this killer has right off the bat is nuts.
Yep.
Jake, sorry, Ace gonna get pushed away off their gen. Gonna take a tag over the pallets. Now you can apply Eruption to this generator as well, and you can cut this unhook off. You can immediately teleport to the locker over to the side right there. That's the one they're gonna pick.
Oh my God.
Nia is, however, on the other side. There's only one exit, so this is actually a pretty safe loop. So Nia's actually able to get away scot-free here.
Yep.
Portal gen going down. Jake can take a tag. Survivors need to find time to reset, otherwise they're going to be in a bit of a pickle.
My goodness. Oh, we hear foot.
Uh-oh. Oh, Nia!
Oh my goodness. That is one dead Nia right there, ladies and gentlemen. Dead. D-E-D.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, Nia going back to the campfire via the entity. Do they go
Biggest downside is there's no hook right next to the portal like there usually is.
Mm-hmm.
Time wasted.
No portal room hook. Third gen going out to Survivors. Survivors definitely not giving up. However, both of them are back here. And I think both of these Survivors are injured as well as, yeah. Adam was the only uninjured one. And see, that's what I'm talking about. What's that pallet
What's that stun?
Yeah, exactly. What is that stun? That pallet is...
What was the suck box of that pallet to suck the suck box? To suck the killer in.
Yeah, that pallet was heavier than the Byzantine Empire.
My goodness. So we have another survivor dead on hook here too, which is great.
True. Dredge definitely having a monumental amount of pressure. The reset coming through, though, they do get the heal up in time. That's actually quite pivotal, because if they could have broken up this heal otherwise, it would have been devastating.
Yep.
Adam taking a tag. Not getting distance, though.
Oh, Adam, you sure you want to do that?
They will go down.
I don't know if that's it.
They will be able to get the hit, so all survivors will be injured. Somehow Ace able to slide through.
Are we going to go for the full-on Pally Tech? I think we might, yeah.
They ran right back to the same pallet, though. This is not where you want to be.
Nope, especially against the Dredge, who can just make that pallet not exist.
Yeah, for real, though.
And what's our prediction like here? Okay.
I'd go upstairs. Oh, but I think they heard a crow. They did.
Ooh!
Because I think Jake might actually have Iron Will.
What
they
a
do,
play.
and so they didn't hear Jake. They heard the crow.
Yep. Wow.
Such heads up play.
Very, very expertly done, Dredge.
Absolutely. Wow. Overcome's killer coming out in style with a 4K2 on Hawkins.
Yep. Wow.
That's crazy. That is absolutely insane.
My mind is blown from that start.
That was one of the most insane starts to a game of Dead by Daylight, let alone one of these sets I have ever seen.
I need to go get a spatula to get my jaw off the floor.
Absolutely. Abso-frickin-lutely.
Wow.
And we're just getting started, folks. This is game 2 of 8 we have this weekend. We had one last night. We have one here. We have one following this at 2 p.m. And we got one more tonight at 6, followed by 4 more tomorrow. So we're just getting started. This weekend's just getting underway.
My goodness.
Absolutely insane. However, Survivor, close to halfway to bleeding out. Now, granted, they have been hooked once already.
So it's not too detrimental, but it does, you know, points are points.
Yeah, it's not robbing 3 points. It would only be robbing 1 point. And with their power underway, they are able to teleport pretty quickly around the map. I would be, if I was a Survivor, I would be in the exit gate.
Or in the exit gate, yeah.
You could try topside room. I don't know about that. Dredge looking around, but not seeing anything so far. Now you also have to worry about possibly hatch.
Yeah, because you can't predict hatch on this map at all.
I think you can to a degree. There is a hatch offering, and so I think you can force it to spawn portal side or top side.
Does that work on this? I know it works on Larry's. If you put a hatch offering, it'll put it in the office.
I've heard claims that it works on Hawkins as well, but I have not seen it personally. And now that we are...
Is it the Jake that's down here? No.
Ace.
Ace, okay. Also a very...
No way!
No shot! Oh my god!
I'm glad we swapped back for that.
Oh
solely because
god.
that's actually huge. That's actually that essentially gives them the equivalent of a 4... So, this is the irony of me. This is the irony. That was the Survivor that got pulled out of the locker at the very beginning. All right, everyone, welcome back to Champions of the Fog. No early locker grab this game, but we are back with... I love... This is, again, thank you, Behavior, for fixing Spectator Bug, because watching Ghostface from Survivor perspective is absolutely painful, and watching him from this perspective is so much better. Wait, okay, that was almost a locker thing again.
Were we going for another head-on?
Very possible. Very, very possible. I think it's one of the only exhaustion perks allowed against Ghostface, too.
Ooh, that's a really good start for a Ghostface.
That absolutely is. So it was discussed behind the scenes. The previous result was effectively a 4K1 for all intents and purposes regarding scoring, which means because Overcome has the point advantage coming into this last set, Overcome needs to get... Overcome needs to get 4 gens done and get Silence's killer. If they get 4 gens done, Overcome wins. If they get 5 gens done, Silence wins.
Right off the rip here, we did see Corrupt, because it's gone now, obviously, but we also saw Ruin, too.
True.
And we see 1 Hex Totem, because there is another one there. We saw the aura. Yep. So we know all... Do we know all the perks now?
Yeah, effectively.
There's one more.
Yeah, Retribution, a very interesting pick, and definitely kind of paying off for the killer here, getting a good read on everybody.
Yep. Does he get this?
Absolutely.
Ooh.
The power of 115 compels you. Leave him slugged in the portal room and heading right back. Silence understands what needs to happen. For sure, for sure.
My goodness. They are going to be scrambling to find this ruin because Ghostface on a map like this, a ton of pressure.
True,
A ton of pressure.
pushing away from the ruin Gen 99s. Yeah, the killer has a metric ton.
Oh my god!
Swing! The pre-swing!
Oh my god!
And the skill check. The skill check. They know where the reset's happening.
Ruin's gone too. We just saw Ruin get destroyed. That was Ruin.
Oh, it was. You're right. Getting some stock once again on Ellen. Ellen revealing eventually, though. The pressure this killer has right now is intense.
Oh my god.
Survivors are going to have to do some work to get those 4 gens done. Again, not impossible, but definitely going to be tough.
We are effectively running a 0 gen perk Ghostface right now. The only thing they have working for themselves is they have this map.
They have this map, they have Sloppy Butcher, and they're really solid pressure at the moment. They got the pickup on Renato at Portal. They get the reset as well. Good read from Rebecca going to further greed and going towards Portal Room. Again, survivors know the task. Get to Portal Room, go down there. It is okay. Renato, though, will get the reveal. I know coming in for Nia.
Oh, he's getting some really spicy hits here.
Yeah, there is definitely a ping differential. I believe that... I want to say that Silence is South America, so there is definitely some ping, and that they're definitely swinging into these pallets expecting some of these hits, which honestly is pretty disgusting, but... Again, the ping advantage, I think, goes both ways here. Ooh, hold on. This survivor has Lucky Break.
Which on this map can be detrimental. For the killer, I mean. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, they got caught out for the reset. Oh, Lucky Break still doing work, though, as Nia's able to get away. First gen going down.
For a second, I was going to question if she actually got away.
Yeah, Lucky Break able to get the distance they need, as Ghostface was not able to tell via scratch marks if they kept going or not.
Oof.
We do, however, see scratch marks inside of Portal Room. Again, this is
I don't know if this is worth the chase.
Oh, that was so close.
That could have been very good.
That would have been pretty insane. Oh, but the fake not working out in their favor, and they will go down. Survivors are going to be resetting in the meantime.
That slow heal from our Sloppy Butcher.
Oh, yes. The Sloppy Butcher, an absolute must on Ghostface. Survivors no longer knowing where the killer is. Renato being very hesitant to stay on this gen in the meantime. Looks like they didn't actually go back and find the reset point, though. Which means Renato able to work on the gen and also go for the pickup once the portal, once recovery's ready. Rebecca holding W for their life.
Yep. Rebecca's dead, so this would be huge.
True, true. And they do get
almost
the down.
fallen for the fake.
Almost.
Was that a quick and quiet on the Rebecca's part?
I believe so. Renato about to finish second generator, but now you're entering the 3v1 with only 2 gens done.
And against a Ghostface who can get a monumental amount of pressure just by existing on a map like this.
True, true. Yeah, Overcome needs to do 2 more gens to secure the tie, which effectively would be a win. So the killer needs to essentially 4K in the next generator, otherwise they lose.
Yep. Oh my goodness.
But another down coming in. This is going to be first hook for Ellen. Nia and Renato have not been reset, though.
I think this is more than doable for our killer here.
Okay, it comes down to
I
if
think
they
they
can
need
reset.
to reset.
If they can reset, the survivors have a chance. They're heading near... Oh, if they continued going, they would have found him in the corner, but they didn't go to that corner. Neither have Sloppy applied anymore. The Sloppy Butcher has ran out. The killer is not able to find the reset. Survivors? Yeah, if they're able to pull off this reset, that's going to be huge. Now, the question is, do you let the survivor sit on hook and go do 2 separate gens? Do you go do Portal Room and Safe Room gen?
That's a... I don't know.
That's gonna be really tough. Body blocks coming in. Wait. How did they get past him? It's not a stalk thing. You don't have. Did the killer stalk and let them through by accident?
I'm thinking that might have been what happened.
Oh, Ellen able to reach through the back of the killer and get the stun. That's so gross.
That's a game turner right there. Potentially.
Oh my goodness. Yeah,
I do not chase this.
Oh man. Yeah, Ellen running straight back to. I think the Ghostface think they have time, and maybe they do, but man, I would not. No fast fault though. They missed the fast fault. Second hook coming in.
I don't know if we take time to hook.
Okay, yeah, so they're working on the corner gen.
We might have time.
And they're working on the safe room gen. They do have. Yeah, you have time to work on this gen. I don't know about the corner gen, and yeah, Survivor's gonna have to hop off of that corner gen as it is not the safest.
Oof.
Nia is silent upstairs. They should hear it upstairs, but they see Renato running around. I guess they're content to let Nia have the upstairs gen, saying you can have that gen as long as you don't complete that fourth one. I'm fine. Oh, they catch Renato though. Stars are about to finish the generator.
This is looking bad.
This is getting really close.
What did you say the win con was?
Let me double, triple, quadruple check here. Because this is definitely becoming really close. Yeah, looking at set number 3, 3 gens were completed, so it was a 4K2. Oh, they find Nia! Oh no!
That's not good.
So yeah, the prior result was 4K2, but the survivor getting the slug to hatch was a 4K1 effective score.
Ooh.
And so 4K2 here is the W.
Oh my goodness.
Condition for silence, because if it was one more gen, it would be a tie set, and so Overcome would win. So this is going to be enough. Again, assuming
still up here too.
Yeah. So what happens here is Renato needs to fast track their death. They have 20 more seconds before they die. Nia's going to waste as much time in pallets as possible, but this is such an unsafe pallet. Yeah, you cannot do anything. Yeah. If they could have lasted 10 more seconds, they would have had a hatch, shot for hatch, but...
Very, very well played, Ghostface game.
Oh, man. Yeah, Ghostface did really, really well. Oh, my goodness. Ghostface very happy being able to pull out the 4K2, and by the skin of their teeth with a 2-point margin, Silence coming out on top in set number 3. Crazy comeback from the first. Again, they lost the first set really handedly. It was an absolute slaughter.
Oh, yeah.